Everybody, is Steph from the Hot Move Podcast, and love him or hate him, Charles Barkley is a straight shooter, and he's gonna give it to you how it is with no filter. Okay, and in this case, I mean, what he says about Bronny and LeBron James is no surprise to anybody, right? But when you have somebody that's prominent as a Charles Barkley, despite him not winning the championship, he was a damn great good player, Hall of Famer. You're gonna have to take what he has to say seriously to a certain extent, okay? And here's what he had to say about Bronny James. I mean, he says that look, if he was in LA, things would have been a lot differently. And he said that the treatment has been awful, okay? And he doesn't believe that. He says the kid is not ready to play in the NBA. Obviously, okay, he should be in the G League full time. I've always said that from the very beginning. Outside of the photo op, I was like, fine, I get it. Don't make the photo op situation a real thing. But the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? He should have started in the G League and let him develop, and he's shown improvement. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And hold off on that, okay? And just shut down any questions about when is Bronny coming up, when is Bronny coming. Just hey, listen, guys, we're not gonna answer any more questions. All right, we have a program in place for Bronny James, and that's it. Okay, any further questions about Bronny James development or anything, we're not concerned on the main Lakers squad about his development. That is for the G League coaches, and they report back to us on his growth. Okay, he's doing the things we've asked him to do, and he's gonna work on that, and that's it, right? And then when he actually has shown improvement, and they call him up, he can actually be useful on the court, and it probably would have been for a greater moment. But I get, you just want to rip the Band-Aid off, and Desiree don't want to have that float over his head. Okay, so, but then they also, like, after the road trip, their 5-game road trip they had earlier this year, they sent him back to the G League. Okay, so, but it got awkward because he's not playing all the games, and Charles Barkley believes he should play all the games, and I agree. He should play all the games. He should not have been drafted. He should have been, a sign-on, okay? Start out on the G League, work his way up. But it's LeBron James. He's going to use his cachet, all that stuff, and this is where it gets very interesting from what Barkley had to say. Continue on. I don't think they're doing Bronny any favors, and they just handle this really bad. It's a bad look for the Lakers. I agree. It was a very bad look for the Lakers, and the handling of Bronny James and the news that's come out about it, and they try to and then Brian Windhorst was like, well, he had to backtrack kind of what he had to say because he was pretty strong on his criticism of the G League not playing all the games, going on the road, and he was like, well, he's a drafted player, and players don't have to travel like that. Drafted players don't have to travel over to away games. I'm like, okay, now you're trying to get back in LeBron's good graces, or like, I'm like, nah, stand on what you said. Still, regardless, for him specifically, the exception, if what they did for Bronny is the norm for drafted players, then it should be the exception for him to play all games. You know what I'm saying? Which is very bizarre. Okay. So he says, you come off the road trip, and as a player, you ain't seen in a week or two, and you feel like you probably got to play him. Barkley said, I really like everything LeBron has done, but this is a bad look for him, in my opinion. Right. It is a very bad look for him. Very, very, very bad look on LeBron James. It is. Because look, we're not getting onto LeBron James' legacy and GOAT debate and all this other stuff here, right? Okay, we know a majority of us who are actually fans of basketball, fans of the NBA, and we have our players we like, but we're not gonna sit here and act like LeBron James ain't a Mount Rushmore player. Okay, the ones who are fans of MJ, but you're also objective. We're not gonna be bashing LeBron James for his playing on the court and his stats and all that stuff. And he's almost 40 years old. We're not doing that here. Okay, I feel like I always gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? Because any type of critique of LeBron James is always gonna be looked at as hating and trying to compare it to the GOAT. Okay, but I like to have debates, and even when I criticize, I try to be fair in criticism and be objective, and that's kind of like generally how I want people to have those type of thoughts when we have these type of discussions as well. You know what I'm saying? Not get too emotional. So that being said, Barkley's on the money. That is a bad look for LeBron James because of the whole circumstances. I think this whole thing has been to appease LeBron James 1,000%. And it's crazy to me because it's like LeBron James, as highly intelligent as he is as a basketball player, how could he think that this was a good idea, right? This is more. It's been more of appeasing LeBron James and what he wants, as opposed to actually caring about Bronny James' development. If you truly want him to be successful following your footsteps, okay, as you exit the game, whenever that is, you set him up in the best position possible. Okay, fine. Your nepotism got him drafted by the Lakers. That should have been it at that point. The whole picture on the court, that should have been something just entirely different in a more moment, a moment that could have been built up to as he develops and grows, right? But they kind of usurped that just so the Lakers can be the team to have the LeBron James, Bronny James father-son moment, Ken Griffey Jr. moment. You know what I'm saying? And then you skip all the development process, and then now you have to backtrack and drop his ass back down to the G League. It looks very poorly managed, and I think that's a fair assessment. Okay, and I think and Charles Barkley is right when he says that yes, he's appreciate and likes everything that LeBron has done on court and off court, but this could be looked at as it could be looked at as another blemish, right? Another thing where people can look at this and destroy Bronny's career before he even got started, to take another shot at LeBron James. Okay, see, and then LeBron James now wants to go ghost off of social media. Now he wants to say that he wants to retweet from what Wish Kleiman said a few months ago about just national media, and then he's like, all the negativity on social media and stuff like that. And it's like, yes, you are. LeBron should feel embarrassed about this. He should feel somewhat disappointed about this. Yes, you can be proud at the same time for having the moment that you've used your power to get. Not knocking for that, but at the same time, you also understand the backlash that comes with that, and the scrutiny that comes with that, and the lack of development we're seeing so far with Bronny James. Okay, Bronny James' career is not over and done with, but he's gonna his uphill battle is going to be ginormous. Okay. So and then for him to overcome that, does he really want to play, right? Is Bronny James, does he have the same determination and drive to be like you? You know what I'm saying? You can't instill with your makeup in Bronny James. You know what I'm saying? He's a young kid and he has to figure out his own lane, but now he has to suit up at 20 years old in a Lakers uniform and trot out there on that court. It's a dog and pony show. And here we are now, right? He's back in the G League, not doing that well in the G League. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's looked like it's been a big mess. How much is that photo op in revenue? How much is that revenue generated for the Lakers? Was it worth it for Bronny James' development? That will be remain to be seen. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.